everybody, it's Fern over at Leaven Kitchen. Today we're going to be going over a few different things. This is actually going to be the first part of our video series around equipment in the kitchen. So today we're going to go over a few different pieces. First off, we're going to go over our Hobart mixer, which is just actually two Hobart mixers, which are your standard mixers. They're 20-quart mixers. We'll go over the attachments, how to use each machine. But we also want to go over today a couple of pieces that are actually both food processors, but they actually function a little bit differently. So we're going to go over the differences on those, how they work and how they function, right? How you can utilize each machine. And then from there, we'll go over a couple samples, right? I have a few vegetables here that we're going to go over, some cheese, right? All of these machines are super versatile, which is what I really like about them. So hopefully these are some pieces that will help you maximize your time in the kitchen, make it more efficient for you as well. And then importantly, what I'm going to go through on each machine is how to properly clean it as well. This will prolong the life of each machine, but also make it simple for you to use and be able to keep on using in the future. So we're going to look at the Hobart HL200. This is a 20-quart stand mixer, or planetary mixer as they call it. And it has a few different attachments, some safety features. What I like about this machine is that, it's also very versatile as well. But with it, these guys actually snap into place when you're ready to load. That way you're not wondering if it's actually in place or not. So these actually have unique attachments. And with these attachments, there's these little pins on there. Great thing about that is you can snap, go beyond your way with your recipe and not really have to worry about that. So with these mixers, we have three main attachments. You have your bowl, of course, but the three main attachments we have are going to be our whisk, so your standard whisk. We have the dough hook, right? Again, same attachment, same mechanism. And then we also have our paddle. So depending on what you're doing, what recipe you're making, that's really going to depend on which attachment you use, right? Again, we have our paddle, we have our dough hook, we have our whisk. So what I like about this machine is we have your standard, it's a 20-quart stainless steel bowl. You'll notice here it has a couple of sort of guides on there for you. And when you snap this guy on, you start at the top and it snaps on, and what I like about it is it's going to sit on there for you. So you'll notice it snaps there. If I have my ingredients, I'm doing my thing, I can actually unsnap it and sort of just bring it this way, so I can scoop out, I can grab things from it, I can do my thing, right, and just snap it back in place if I need to add more ingredients, mix, do whatever I have to do. Also very handy to have one of these guys here, just your standard bowl scraper, right? You're going to have dough in there. You're going to want to make sure you utilize everything in your recipe. So with this, it's just a simple scrape on each sides of the bowl. It just makes it nice and simple for you. Now when we attach your attachments, right, again, it's really going to depend again on what your recipe and what you're making. So each attachment actually goes on only one way. So there's really no way to mess this up, right? The easiest way to do it, though, is to attach your bowl first, make sure it snaps into place, and then you want to use these guides here. Put it right in there, into the bowl, and then again, you hear that click. Once you hear that click, you're in place. There's no turning, there's no fussing around you have to do. So we're attached here. In this case, we actually have our paddle attached. From there, a couple safety features. There's actually a magnet up here. This is our guard, right? From there, you have to line it up. There's a little magnet there. If it's not lined up, the machine's just not going to start. Also from there, you want to make sure the bowl is up. So we're going to go towards you or that way. Now once the bowl is up, guard is over, you're going to have a few different buttons, a few different options here on the side of the machine. So on the side of the machine here, we have a few different options. The first knob here, well, for one, you'll have start and stop. You'll notice as soon as I hit start, it starts going. Again, one of the safety features is as soon as I open the gate there or the guard, it's going to shut itself off. Again, that's all about safety there. Then you'll want to go ahead and hit start again. So start, stop there, pretty simple. From there, you have your different speeds. We have actually 3 different speed options, 1, 2, and 3. So again, really depends on what you're doing, what speed you're comfortable with is really what you're going to do. So it really depends on your recipe, your ingredients, what you're making, right? Again, we have 3 different speeds, 1, 2, and 3. So the timer actually has a couple different functions. The timer itself obviously you're able to set the time, it's per minute, or it's by minute rather. You're able to set the time for your recipe. How long do you want this thing to go? That way you can keep doing your thing, do other things, and it's sitting there mixing for you. The other part it has on here is a hold function. Now you want to make sure that it's actually on hold. A common problem, or I'd say a common issue people have, is they'll go to start it, it won't quite be on hold, so the machine just won't start. So if you really aren't worried about a time or anything like that, you don't want to have to set the time, simply place it on hold. This one actually has a nice digital readout, which is great. It says hold on there. From there, again, simply start, and your recipe is going to start mixing. So pretty simple. Guys, again, this is the Hobart HL200 mixer. It's a 20-quart mixer, 3 different attachments. We have our whisk, we have our paddle, we have our dough hook. Really simple to use. The main thing we want to look at now to just finish this guy off is how to clean it, right? So anytime you go and clean anything, for one, you want to make sure it's stopped. Open it up. You always want to make sure these things are unplugged. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. Because again, you just never know. Yes, there are safety features. Yes, the gate's there, all of that good stuff. But again, we want to make sure things are unplugged, safety first at all times. So to clean this guy, really simple. First off, you want to pull that pin that we were talking about. That actually loosens the paddle for you. Pull the bowl down. So that removes, the paddle's probably going to be dirty or gross, which is okay. A lot of times you just want to keep it in there. Simply lift up. And then you want to take this over to the 3-compartment sink. Now, a couple key things is neither of these can go through the automated dishwasher. So these are hand wash only. Best thing to do is to grab a scrubber, grab a brush, nothing too abrasive. We don't want any stainless steel wool or anything like that on here. Scrub the heck out of it, wash, rinse, and sanitize in your 3-comp sink. So pretty simple here. From there, you have your guard, right? So the guard actually does come out for ease of cleaning. And I definitely recommend taking this guy off. Same thing with your attachments though. Never run this guy through the dishwasher. But again, you're able to take a scrub brush to this guy. You're able to do your thing there, clean it up properly. So again, you want to make sure that we're cleaning this guy properly, your base properly. It's important that you unplug it because you actually want to spray. This is just a good hard surface sanitizer. It's going to sanitize the machine for us. So you can liberally spray just right on the unit itself. You're really not going to hurt it. It's not a lot of electronic components on there, but it's definitely important that we're wiping off all of these little crevices, right? It can get flour in there, it can get dough. We don't want this to be super gross when we or somebody else goes to use it again. So just clean it off as best as you can. Simply wipe off, and again, just make sure any excess dough, any excess flour is off of there. Easy peasy here, pretty simple, and then you're good to go and on to the next machine or on to your next task while you're making your recipes. So once again, this is Fernando over at Leaven Kitchen. Today we've gone over the Hobart HL200, both on how to safely use it, right, but also how to clean it, and again, maximize your recipe, maximize your kitchen time, because that's really what it's all about. Don't forget to like and subscribe down there, and we'll take care of you.